Well, hey there, gang. Here we are again. We've got another set just around the corner, but we are going to see if we can squeeze just a little bit more fun out of Duskmourn Standard. Friends, opponents, anybody out there looking for just a little bit of comfort right now, welcome to Head Games Arena. My name's Jetterex, and today we're going to bruise our opponents with a black and blue list for Duskmourn Standard. So this is Dimir Midrange, loosely based on some of the decks that we saw in the World Championship, not the ones at the top with the Demon combo, but rather the ones that are in kind of the mid-range with flyers and then cards that allow us to interact with our opponent and kind of play a tempo game. And what we mean by that is we've got lots of interactive spells, so a whole lot of removal down here. Go for the Throat, Anoint with Affliction, Nowhere to Run, couple copies of Cut Down, some counter spells in 3 steps ahead, and then a really fantastic suite of 4-drop spells. Enduring Curiosity is kind of the backbone of the deck. The idea is that we deal with what our opponent is doing, land a flyer, and then start drawing extra cards with Enduring Curiosity. So this being a best of one deck, I made a couple of alterations to it. I am running a couple of Nowhere to Runs to deal with the mono red deck that gets his creatures big enough and flings them at you. Still something that you have to be able to manage. And then we're also just running a single copy of Gix's Command as a board wipe for a go-wide deck. But also, I mean, this is a Swiss Army knife kind of card. So running one copy of this gives us an out in games where we might not otherwise have one. So another all-star in the deck that I can't say enough good things about is Fountain Port. Call this the trading post of lands. It just does so many different things that, and by itself in a vacuum, can make tokens and then sacrifice those tokens to draw cards. So again, it gives you an out in situations where you might not otherwise have it. So Unstoppable Slasher in the middle, just to be an inevitable threat. This will end games completely by itself if they don't have something effective to deal with. So again, blue-black mid-range strategy. It's not my normal fare because it's not very meme-worthy, but it is. It's a pretty consistent middle-of-the-road kind of deck. So different sorts of gameplay than you might normally see from me, but all in all, it is a very good deck all in all. So without further stalling for time, let's play some head games. All right, shit, oh no. What are you playing today? Brainstorm Sleeves. Interesting. Okay. I do have a removal spell and a bat. I don't love not having... I think that this is fine. I don't love not being able to play the Siren on 1 and the 2-drop on 2. This happens in this deck a lot, where I end up having a tap land on 1, and then it feels very bad. So, Dark Slick, and then Bat. They probably don't have an instant speed removal spell on 1 white. So just an enormous amount of card draw if they get to it. So we have to take the Soul Partition because it's the bat removal. And then we just play from there. Gloom Lake Verge for... Okay. So I can't play Fountain Port and also sacrifice the map token from a Spyglass Siren. So we are going to Gloom Lake Verge, Spyglass Siren, and get in for 1. So we haven't seen... Okay. Yep. So we remove that, right? Because there's no compelling reason not to. Yep. And it comes back, that's fine. Now we get in for 2. I should have played the Fountain Port, but it doesn't matter because I'm playing Sheoldred anyway. So now all of their massive card draw is bad for them. Elspeth is interesting, but it doesn't interact, so they get to draw a card and take 2 life. Okay. So, we play Fountain Port, desperately wishing that we... Desperately wishing that we had a removal spell to get that thing out of the way. I'm going to send 5 at Elspeth and make them block. Yep. So unfortunately, what's very likely to happen here is a board wipe, probably a Sunfall. That is not a Sunfall. Okay. Yep, you draw and lose 2. You're getting lost. Okay. So... do I care about gaining life? No, I don't. You still lose 2, and you make your guy. Yep. Okay, we're gonna flash in Enduring Curiosity. That is interesting. Having a counter spell means we get to stop a board wipe. I feel much better about where we're at now. So we're gonna get in for 2. We actually don't care about Elspeth anymore. Two removal spells is very interesting. I think I counter that. Sure. Do I do it in response? Does it matter? We're gonna let it go.
You've earned my blessing.
Alright, now we're not waiting any longer. I think I've got him. Oh, it's very close. Okay, so we need to see if we can get a counter. We have a lot of tries to make a counter happen. So come on. Come on. Not 3 lands in a row. That has got to be the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen. Three lands in a row. We just end. Now they Sunfall. No Sunfall. Better lucky than good, right?
Ready arms!
4 draws. Beza. Just amazing. Okay, well, we're going to play an untapped land. Attack for 2. Draw 2 cards. And we're going to discard some BS that we don't need. Okay. Copying something. Yep. And drawing 4 more cards. I actually think we're still in a very advantaged position. Our opponent is doing a lot, but they're making me work for that last point. They desperately need to gain some life. Sure. Yep. Yep.
Spread your wings!
Okay, so we're going to counter a spell and create a token copy. Target an artifact or creature you control. Do I need to block that thing? I don't, right? I actually just need 3 flyers. Bat. Fascinating. I actually don't think it matters. Okay, thinking. I'm not really sure what the right choice is there, but I'm fairly confident I can actually win. Especially if they don't attack. Oh, they do attack. Okay, so they gain 3. That takes them up to 6. Do I block? I feel like maybe I do. Yeah. I really desperately needed to draw a removal spell there. Wait. I keep wondering if I can win, and if I had done that slightly different, I might have been able to. It's fine. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna play Kaido. We're gonna stun this thing.
Time to save the day. Sit down.
We're gonna bring these 3 in for 3. We're gonna draw 3. And we're kinda gonna pray. Okay, so Gloomlake Verge. Do I play Bat? What don't I want them to have? I don't want them to have the removal spell, right? Neither of the other things are removal spells? Okay, so let's get the other Bat down. Let's take their Soul Partition. So we've stripped all of their removal, but all they have to do is make a token and they draw 4 cards. So at this point, it is so... I cannot believe that I drew 3 lands and did not get the hit I needed. So they make a token. Yeah, that's correct.
Have courage.
That's pretty excellent.
I am a shining blade in the dark.
You really want to draw 4 cards, friend. Yep.
We fight together.
Oh, they're too big for the Enduring Instances now. Yeah, they drew a removal spell. You got it. This game is turning on us. Okay. I know, here we are with an Anoint with Affliction when all we really need is a full removal spell to not lose here. And yeah, you have oh, okay. You're gonna kill Kaito, but you're not gonna attack with the... Why didn't it get lifelink? Oh, because the token has lifelink. Oh, I'm looking at this all wrong. Okay. Okay. I think I've got them. Yep.
That's fine. I'll make a new plan.
Fire up Restless Reef. Very close game. Mill some cards. And there is 3 points for the win. Good game. You're not a bad otter. I mean, you probably make mistakes like everybody. Don't call yourself bad, friend. Lots of instant speed things, lots of very good cards. Let's give it a try. We get to start. Okay, Golgari, if it's only Golgari, it depends a lot on which Golgari deck it is. If it's the one that casts up the Beanstalk on 2, we probably are not in the best position. Dark Slick Shores. Let's remember to cast our Fairy Mastermind when they cast their Overlord on 3. Glissa, huh? That is not a... Okay, so here's the thing. I always struggle with this. Do I destroy... Okay. I think the right answer is I play the Mastermind. I draw my card. I play Restless Reef. Nowhere to run. That removes Glissa. And I get in for 2. Because in that lineup, or in that line, I do them 2 damage. In the other line, I don't. No non-creatures in my hand, I'm afraid. Nothing for our opponent. We're going to play Fountain Port and get in with the Mastermind. They'll probably remove it, but I'm okay with that. We're going to play as slowly as possible as we can against this deck. Because now I can start making fishes and slowly drawing cards. Now they've got a demolition field so they can take out my Fountain Port. Yeah, waiting around, seeing what our opponent's doing. Harvester of Misery is good. It definitely disincentivizes me from from playing the other Mastermind. Yep. I'll draw my extra card. And then my Mastermind will die. Okay. And then on your end step, I flash in the new Mastermind. That's interesting. So is it worth it to burn a Gix's command to kill the Harvester of Misery? That Harvester is a fairly fast clock. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play Gix's command, put counters on my guy, make them sacrifice their creature, and then get in for 4 with lifelink. Get an 8-point swing. I mean, they certainly have removal that can still kill the Mastermind at this point, but the purpose of that was to really make them feel pressured. Still no non-creatures. 2 duresses, 0 hits. Feeling good. Okay. Land for turn. Let's get in our Fairy Mastermind and see if they feel like removing it now. It's coming. No? Alright, let's play Deep Cavern Bat. Have you been holding the cut down for the bat? You have. That's okay. You got it. I still get to peek at your hand. So, alright, they've got a Shieldred, they've got a Deadly Cover-Up, and a Go for the Throat. So, we hold. We hold. They're going to take out the Restless Reef and not the Fountain Port. That's fine. I'm not sure if that's good for them or not. It doesn't seem good. Uh-huh. It is incredibly amazing to kind of know what you're playing against. You just gonna... I'm just gonna make a fish. Yeah. I'm so far ahead of them in life right now. I'm okay with taking that. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna play our Shieldred and say go, I think. Sure. Sacrificing our fish to draw a card. So cool. I love it when Shieldreds are just negating each other. Pretty fun. So, do they have instant speed removal is the $100,000 question right now. So, we're going to fire up Risen Reef. And we're going to swing for lethal. I mean, it makes an enormous amount of sense to trade Shieldreds at this point. Alright. Second main phase, we're going to play Spyglass Siren. And I think we're actually not going to activate the map because it's a card draw with Fountain Port. It's a clue with Fountain Port. Tiny removal spell. Are you gonna deadly cover up? So that they are. Look at it. Look at them. They're looking at their graveyard. They're gonna deadly cover up and yank something out of my. How does this work? Does it have to be something? Exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. Right. So anything that's destroyed or anything that's in the graveyard. So what do they take? Okay. So they have to have an untapped land and a go for the throat. Or they lose. Javelina, my old college javelin. Okay. I'm on the draw and I don't have a removal spell in my hand. This is a risky keep. If they're playing mono red, I just lose with this draw. I mean, but do I ship it? I don't think so. I'm gonna keep this. We see a swamp. I'll see your swamp and raise you a swamp. 2 swamps for our opponent. Well, we'll see your swamp and raise you a Gloom Lake Verge and a Deep Cavern Bat, which you're inevitably going to destroy on ETB. Go on. That's what these cut downs were made for, killing bats. That's what they're there for. Doesn't matter what I touch, right? Okay. Very interesting to see what they play here. Is it the Annex? Yeah, that's correct. Yep. So now they're going to outpace us like crazy. Because they're going to draw 2 cards each turn. Ooh. No reason not to. That duress was incredibly good timing for them. Yep. We have lost. Mono black is very strong right now. Sure. Discarding a swamp. Drawing a card. Losing 2 life. We're going to run out Kaido.
Did I scare you?
Neither of those do anything.
Now I know your weakness.
Kaido's sneaky good in this matchup. Yep, you take the slasher. And you play a slasher, right? Yep, there it is. You make... Oh, are we discarding? We're not. Okay. Not great. So I have to... put 2 stun counters on that.
I've got them pinned. Press the attack.
Yep. Lily's down to
I think you
1.
look better as a corpse.
I think I do play a land. Okay. Lily can't make me sacrifice a creature this turn, so depending on what gets played, I have some very interesting lines here. Bloodletter of Aclazotz. So they probably have a cut down, but they're going to get in at Kaido for 1. Yep. I suppose I could have flashed in the Mastermind. Alright. Do you have a cut down?
You won't be outsmarting me.
Okay. Now I'm drawing extra cards too. Okay, so... Ninja's bigger.
I just hate a fair fight.
You're gonna let me take Lily out. Okay. We're gonna play another Gloomlake Verge. Hold up a second Fairy Mastermind. Wait for them to play their next Lily. Alright. Yup. Bat does nothing, but they still have more cards in hand than us. Tense. Sure. Do I make them draw now? Do I get more out of it? No, because they draw an extra card there. I'm just going to let it go. I have to let Kaido go now. Regardless of whatever else happens. Yep, that's right. Yep. No blocks.
Don't worry. I've got an exit strategy.
Let's make a fish. Cool, that doesn't do crap. Unstoppable Slasher. Get our land down that does absolutely nothing. And say go. Ooh. Removal spell from the all-black deck? Yeah, that makes sense. One, two, three, four. So if I don't block the Aclazotz, I die. If they swing with everything, yeah. I mean, I think I just lose here. So, I mean, I'm gonna block. I don't think actually I could draw something that would win for me. Okay. So let's sacrifice our fish and see what we draw. It is Gix's Commander Bust. Gix's Commander Bust. Gix's Commander Bust. Oh, just bust. That's a rad arena right there. The 24th one, it's probably the raddest. Okay, on the draw again without a 1 or 2 mana counterspell. This is a very tempo hand on the draw. So if I can draw into some early removal or just be very lucky, we could do something with this hand. Mountain? No 1-drop. Listen, this is actually an amazing draw. I like to be mad about this card sometimes, but I gotta tell ya. Oh, red-white. Emberheart Challenger. Yeah, no blocks there. We save our Spyglass Challenger for the moment when it actually is gonna matter. Black turns on Gloom Verge, and then... I mean, do we attack? Because we're not gonna block, right? Yeah, we're not gonna block, so it doesn't matter. Fascinating. They get their third land. Our guy becomes a 4/3. It's a red land, though, so if I draw a removal spell... Oh, look, there's their white mana source. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Good job. We're going to flash in Fairy Mastermind. Alright. Second blue mana. We're going to say no attacks. Because we are already very close to dead. We just have to counter that. Very incentivized to play that challenger. Another shelter with Ghost? Could it be? Yeah, no blocks. Boy, we are absolutely... We're working very hard to almost die here. Okay, Fountain Port, I guess. And then say go. I guess I could have blocked with one and just jumped. I think that's what I'll do this time. I don't have to double block, but I could definitely Spyglass Siren, so... Okay. Yeah, you can have that. Oh, it's a monstrous rage? Good grief. Alright. Countering the monstrous rage. Jumping with the Spyglass Siren. Gloom Verge. No attacks. Ooh, this feels like I'm on the back foot. Yep. Okay. And... Uh-huh. Yep. Blocking with Mastermind. Okay. The question is their last spell the protection spell? And here's how we find out. It is, look. Wow. Good game? Yeah, good game. Way to have exactly the right card. Rob, listen. Just breathe, okay? You don't need to rage so hard. Do we get to play first? What is that? I don't even know what a good playing first hand looks like. So I just have to keep the one that's given to me. We'll start with an island. See if we can confuse our opponent. And we're going to play against control. Terrific. Just passing. Might have made sense to play the mastermind on the main step, but... Ooh, what is that? Okay. Mastermind. Overlord. What is going on here? Okay, Esper Overlords with Invasion of Amonkhet. Fascinating. And we didn't draw our third land. We're doing really well. Looks like our opponent didn't either. And they're discarding. Oh, we get to draw from that? Wow. Excellent. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get this down and get rid of the doll, but most importantly, get up the can't use ward effects. Alright, now if they do what our friend does, if they're reanimating next turn and they get Valgavoth, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I think I have to get Unstoppable Slasher down there. Let's see if they've got it. 4th land and a Reanimator spell. Do you have it? Do you? Invasion of Amonkhet is not a reanimation spell. Discard a card. No thank you. I guess I throw a Slasher down, because having 2 of them doesn't really do me a whole lot here. But I get to draw a new card. Cut down is useless. 4th land. Okay, so I have Gix's command next turn, which is not the worst thing that could ever happen. So we have to play Restless Reef this turn because it comes in tapped. We're going to get in for 4. Slasher does 6 more. Here's a Fabled Passage. If all they do is reanimate, I win next turn. Yep. That's the problem with Overlord of the Baelmerk, is that sure, it does what you want it to in terms of milling cards, but it takes forever. It has 5 impending. If this card had 4 impending, and I would even say if it cost 1 more and had 4, it would be 1,000 times better. See you, Rob. Take a breath, buddy. Oh, in the presence of Lord Enox the Zeroth. Okay, on the draw again, we have the tempo hand. I mean, you kind of always have the tempo hand in this deck. We're going to give it a try. Nowhere to Run is arguably one of the better removal spells in the deck if we're playing against this. So Elegant Parlor and Spelunking means I have no idea what we're playing against. Restless Reef. What in the world is this? Elegant Parlor number 2. Choosing not to dump whatever it was. Let's get the Dark Slick Shores down, and now we can hold stuff up. Yes, Spelunking is a card. Draw a card, put a land in. What is our opponent doing? Listen, so we've only seen 3. We've seen 3 colors. We've seen Naya colors. Oh, I should have played Fairy Mastermind. Gosh, I really forget how this card works pretty much all the time. I miss it just all the time. Oh, 4th color. 5-drop. Ancient Cornucopia is interesting. Leyline Binding? We haven't seen Beanstalk yet. Helix. You got it. It looks like my low-end removal is fairly dead. Bat is good, but Enduring Curiosity might be better. I'm gonna say go. I want to get Curiosity down. I need to draw into some answers. There's the Beanstalk. So our opponent is on at least 4 colors, maybe 5, but it looks like they've got Naya as a base. Got green, white, red as a base. So let's flash in Enduring Curiosity. So they're not playing with counters. So if I can get myself to a point Go ahead and Helix that. Yep. We're okay with that. Do you have something that kills Restless Reef? One Sunfall down. They do have all 5 colors. There's our baby Atraxa. They really, like, lulled us into a false sense of security there. Yeah, I'm, pretty sure we cannot win from this position. See? Look! Yep. Okay. Gloomlake Verge. Deep Cavern Bat. Double Archangel of Wrath. Herd Migration. It's not looking great for your heroes here. I have no idea what the right pull here is. I feel like I don't want them to play this turn. That there's essentially no other thing for me to do with that. Okay. I mean, they've got their engine all set up, and I effectively have 3 dead cards in my hand. So I mean, they play a full-powered Archangel of Wrath this turn. They gain a life. Oh, they don't draw a card from Archangel. I don't know that that matters, because now they're getting Herd Migration back. Sure. 2 to my face. Okay. So, for the viewers at home, I'm going to concede here because I don't want to spend the next 3 or 4 turns. We drew an Anoint with Affliction. They have their engine set up and there's nothing I can do to interact with it. We just lose from here. Okay. Old Alex Dravessa, Frog Enthusiast, and Seer. We get to go first with a playable hand. We shall start, as all good games do, with a Dark Slick Shores and a Spyglass Siren. Okay, Gloomlake Verge. I think I pop this here because I don't think holding up Go for the Throat on 2 is any good. We'll draw our next land. I mean, it's basically drawing a card. I'm pretty okay with that. Okay. Bat. I'm at least a little surprised by that. I'm going to play the Swamp, turn on the Verge, get in for one with the Siren. I do like the, I'm not sure if I'm going to, like, the uneasy look. Oh, not feeling great. Okay, Bronco. What do I do with that? I don't counter that, right? Like, that's not worth it. Yep. Okay, big question here. Do I flash in the Fairy Mastermind? Kill the Deep Cavern Bat? So I get to go for the throat back. I think I'm gonna. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll take my Go for the Throat back, thank you kindly. Another Gloomlake Verge. We're going to get in with Spyglass Siren. We're going to Ninja. Get in for 3.
Out of the shadows and into the fray.
And we're going to stun this. And cast this Spyglass Siren.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay. What do you got on 4, friend? Innkeeper's talent is interesting. Deep Cavern Bat is also interesting. Yep, you have to take that. Okay, untapped land is huge. That doesn't actually do it. Okay, so we attack with Kaido. We draw. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, let me view the battlefield. I'm going to take the cut down. I needed an untapped land pretty badly here. Get rid of the bat. Whew. I was so intent on casting Gix's command that I almost dumped that cut down, which would not have been a good choice. All right, level 2. Our opponent's cast a Lily, which I believe we are going to. I think Lily's not a good play. Okay, so she goes up to 4 and makes me discard. I think Lily's not a good play. I really do. I mean, maybe they don't have anything else, but
And for once, it's not.
I can deal with Lily. I don't have to counter it. I can hold the counter for something worse. You're going to make me discard. You're going to make me sacrifice. You've got it.
I've always hated crowds.
You put a counter over here. Do I have to kill that? I don't, right? I don't. Alright, Mastermind. Take out Lily. 3 to you.
I'll be back.
Draw our card.
Information is its own weapon.
I just want an untapped land. I don't get an untapped land. I don't really need this, but I am gonna take this. I think I can survive the Caustic Bronco. If the Caustic Bronco wants to come in and deal me a whole boatload of damage, I don't think it can kill me. And if I eat my words, it'll be good for content, so I'm okay with it anyway. Okay, so level 3. Now I just kill it, right? Yep. I mean, if that's all they had, that's the game, right? 1, 2, 3. Am I not able to kill them? Yes, I am. I am. Don't miss lethal. Don't miss lethal. Oh, here we go. Here's 10 damage. Boom, boom, boom. Good game. All right, friends, opponents. How did we do today? 7 games on camera, 4-3, technically a winning record. I must admit, I believe that this deck, in the hands of a much more skillful and attentive player, would probably get a better winning record. I, for whatever reason, struggle with this strategy. It does not seem to be something that lines up very well, and maybe it's the colors. I do find myself leaning towards Golgari more, so blue-black mid-range, for whatever reason, I've tried it a number of times and I've never never really found a blue-black mid-range deck like this that really lined up with the strategies in my brain. I gotta say, I think Kaido is a really solid card. This came up a number of different times. When you can get this on the board, it also creates a sense of inevitability, but it is, again, kind of a Swiss Army knife. Taps down creatures when you need it to, creates an inevitability by itself. It's hard to remove. There aren't a lot of direct, a lot of direct Planeswalker removal, so this card, it's pretty solid. It's a Duskmourn All-Star for sure, but we did get to play a lot of cool Duskmourn cards in this deck. I think Enduring Curiosity is fantastic. Obviously, Unstoppable Slasher is a force to be reckoned with, and again, of course, Kaido is definitely something to keep an eye on. I think we're going to see this card in Standard, and we're going to see it be good in Standard for the foreseeable future. So that's really all we have for today. Again, my record was 4-3, but I do think that this is a solid deck for ranking up on the ladder. If you are a decent player. Am I calling myself a bad player? Maybe. You be the judge. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave some comments down below to help out our algorithm. We always appreciate your support in any way that you can give it. So, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see you again real soon.